Hi, this is Gina and welcome back to my channel. On today's video we're going to be going through creating some windows and doors for the project Escape from the Catio, and the techniques today is going to be creating some basically what looks like aluminium windows and doors, and especially a sliding door. Also going to be frosting the windows or the glass on the windows because I don't want to be able to see directly into the structure itself. So yeah, hopefully you'll get a little bit out of today, and hopefully you enjoy the video. Please comment below, I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get started. So in this project I'm just using matte board, which is about 1mm thick, and here I've just cut out the size of the windows and the doors, and I'm just cutting out the frames. They're approximately about 3mm all around, and I've just cut out some previously as well. I've just mixed up some paint. We're using black and white with a little bit of silver as well, and just going through and painting all of the windows and doors, and just making sure to paint them both sides as well as all around the edges. These strips here are for the door frame, and just making up the door to be able to slide, so it'll make more sense as we go through. Here I'm just cutting out the glass. It's actually just a plastic sheet. It's got some film on both sides of the plastic, and here's Loki. He always likes to be involved, just hanging around. He doesn't normally get too much, causes too much mischief, but he just likes to hang out. And so yeah, just pressing it down, just making sure it's all flat, just with the matte board or any cardboard. It doesn't tend to like moisture too much. It tends to buckle and bend, although the plastic in between does tend to help it stay pretty flat. And so I've just gone ahead and done the other two windows as well. So we've got a window as well as the 3 larger panels for the door. Here I'm just using wood glue. What I'm wanting to do with this project is just make sure that you can't actually see through the window, and the wood glue dries opaque. So I've just kind of, not necessarily going all over it, although it kind of does look like I'm going all over it, but just sort of from the top and the bottom, as if it was sort of very dirty windows. And when that dries, it goes quite opaque looking. So it just means that because I'm wanting to put lights inside the room, and not that you're intending to see inside the room, but actually it's just wanting to make sure that you can't see through too much. Just on the piece of paper there, I've just drawn out the size of the door, just using the already created wall. And here I'm just creating the bottom rail, so just a flat rail on the bottom, and then it's just using a small piece of card along the front. So it just gives me a little bit of an angle to be able to glue the door panels and window in. And as you can see there, those are fixed in place to give an idea of what that door looks like. And here are those long panels or strips, so they're both painted both sides as well. And so I'm just gluing them up each side to create a bit of a frame, and I'll be using that to glue it to the back of the brick walls as well. So just using that and just cleaning up any glue that gets bled out in between. Now I'm measuring it from the bottom, but it's actually a piece that'll go at the top, and the reason for that is I just wanted to make sure that it's square, and I found that was the easiest way to do that. Here I'm just filling in a little bit along that front edge of the door, just to give the sliding door somewhere to slide, basically. Just putting in a bit of a stop for the door, just so that it doesn't completely slide all the way past. And then here I'm repeating the same steps as I did on the bottom, and placing that along the top edge to create some rails on the top and the bottom for the sliding door to fit into. And here I'm just gluing right around the edge and fitting it into the brick wall itself, and as you can see, it just fits in there quite nicely. And we've got a door, and the door will slide nicely in the back there, and that's that bit finished. We're going to do roughly the same process with the window. So we've got a bit of a frame that will go around the actual window itself. The window doesn't open, it's all fixed, and as you can see, the wood glue has actually dried there, so you can see how opaque it is. And here's just the little window ledge, just a small little piece there just to create that look. And now we're just going to glue it all together to create the frame itself. So as you can see, that's the return wall, and then I've just used these right angles here to make sure everything is as square as I can get it, and just line that all up. Using the same process as I've done before, with putting some paper just on the inside corners there. I'm not putting it on the outside because obviously that's already painted with the brickwork, but just to add some bit more strength to it. Here I'm just cutting out a little shape for a bit of a cat door. So just sanding off the edges so that it will, that's the middle bit that came out of the door there. So just sanding off the edges and around the middle, just so it allows it to sort of kind of swing freely through the as if it was a cat door. And then here I'm just creating a box, and this will fit inside the wall of the cat door, and I'm going to put that, I'm going to cut a piece out of the wall, and you'll see that shortly. So just making a little frame for it, but that's just on the size of the inside size of the cutout rather than the outside, because then that gives me a bit of a lip for to be able to glue it onto the door, onto the wall. Here I'm just using basically some masking tape, really, just as a very simple hinge, and then just adding another piece of wood, piece of card there to complete the box on the inside. So yeah, the hinge there is really just for decorative use. It's not really going to be for animals to go in and out of. So there I can just cutting out the size of the cutout, and here you can see just fitting it, a little bit of glue on the outside, and it's done. And I hope you enjoy this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.